Hello and welcome to another stream here. Here we are. Welcome to the flight deck. Steve's already on board. No one getting sucked out of a plane window today, please. I didn't know what you meant, and then I researched quickly and I saw some very interesting news which I did not know about. A passenger on board a flight from Greece to Germany was partially sucked out of a window when it broke soon after takeoff. And am I surprised to know it was Ryanair? Not really, but you'll be glad to know we're not flying Ryanair today. We are flying American Airlines. American! So today's flight, again, quite a short stream. It's very hot here in the UK, so I won't be able to do too much. But we are flying from Charlotte Douglas International to Orlando International, so it should be a nice scenic flight. For those of you who are new here, we're not currently using ATC. I will start incorporating VATSIM into my streams soon. My Mac Mini, which is a tiny little computer here, you can see, is struggling as it is. I already had X-Plane crash on me earlier today, so I am seriously hoping it doesn't crash again during the stream. If it does, it is what it is. So we're just gonna see how far we can get. So I've started prepping some things. I've put the IRS, the ADIRs to start aligning. We've got about 5 minutes to go. So I'm going to start putting our flight plan information in here, and we'll have a look at the route. Steve says, to be honest, I was surprised Ryanair have a good safety record. You are right. You are right. Yeah, I know several people that flew with Ryanair, worked for Ryanair, and yeah, they tend to be quite high on safety, but I don't know what it is. Like, I've heard some stories of them being like scrutinizing safety a lot, but I've also heard stories of quite the opposite. But again, it's all speculation. I'm not going to sit here and say bad things because I wasn't there, and I don't want to get in trouble with Ryanair. So it is what it is. We're just reading the news and seeing what happens. The one thing I know for sure is Ryanair does not have the best landings. I've seen that myself. Yeah, it is what it is. IRS, okay, that's done. Wind is done. We're just going to go ahead and set our departure here from Charlotte. So we're departing runway 36 right. I've never done this route before. I don't know if I've even flown to or from these airports before. I think I've been to Orlando, but I don't remember Charlotte. So, and it's quite a big airport, so let's see how long taxi time is going to be. So we're departing via the Icons 7 departure. Transition is Nooks. So that's in there. I don't like having discontinuities. We're going to go ahead and delete the manual. We're going to go ahead and delete the discontinuity there. Insert that. That should look nice and clean. Got another discontinuity here. Best way to visualize this is we're just going to check the actual route here. Just going to open it on here and see what it looks like. That will give us a good idea. I want to move that up a bit. Flight plan, start from the beginning. Okay, we're doing a bit of a U-turn after we take off. So we need to move away. We need to remove that bit. Getting a little bit confused here. Gustavo, welcome, buddy. How you doing? How are you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. Does that make any more sense? So I think it does. Let's do one sec. Let's put our arrival information in there as well. So we're arriving into runway 17 left. ILS 17 left is exactly what we want. Tout 1 arrival. Oh, missed it. That one there. So what we're doing, we're just basically adding the flight plan information, so that for those of you who don't know, the plane will follow the route right up to the runway, which is pretty epic, really. Leopard is our transition. Right, is that making any sense here? Top of climb, yep, blah, 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 blah. Top of descent, excellent. Hervey, I've got the information here. I also decided to go for a slightly different angle with this camera up here. Slightly more of a higher angle, so you guys can see a little bit better of like my charts and stuff here. Banya. Okay, perfect. Then Hervey, yep. Phonic, Cedo, Cocas and runway 17 left. That looks excellent. Just gonna check it one more time from here. Yep, that's our route. And straight into runway 17 left. Excellent. Gustavo, amazing, bro. I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well, mate. Thank you. Yeah, it's still quite warm here in the UK. Hence why I'm in a vest. But, yeah, no, it's good. Really, really good. Good stuff. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the APU. Right, we've done that. Wait, before we finish that, just double check our loading information. Sorry, no, there. Loading performance, ground services, that's fine. Loading performance, so I didn't give you guys a brief of the flight today, so just one thing at a time. So the flight today is from Charlotte Douglas International in the US to Orlando, Florida. The flight time is about 1 hour and 11 minutes. We're flying at an altitude of 36,000 feet. We've got a cost index of 8. What else do we have here? Passengers, 186 passengers on board. Yeah, excellent. And our block fuel is about 5.3 tons, 5,343 kilograms. I'm going to go a little bit more. Quick refuel, that's fine. So now we can go ahead and turn that on. APU bleed can go on. We can hear it working. I really hope it doesn't crash after all this prep. That's going to be heartbreaking. Okay, that's that. Sorry guys, go back to the comments. Gustavo, do you ever use the scratch pad templates on the charts app? No, I don't. They are absolutely incredible, but I'm going to start using them more. I'm guessing you mean the writing pad, right? The notes pad. I'm going to start using it more when I'm on VATSIM, because as soon as I get information I need to write it down. But it is amazing. Like, you've got all the stuff here. You've got templates for ATIS, Craft, which is probably the one that I'll be using the most, and you can literally just type. So as they give you notes, you can just literally just type here, right, which is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Let's close that for now. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to actually start using that. That's going to be epic. Okay, that's that. APU is now on, so let's turn off external power. Going to turn it off from here as well. Chocks can remain in place for now. So let's check our cockpit preparation checklist, and I can hear the doors are closing as well. Do we have any call announcements that we can start playing? We don't want EasyJet. We don't have American, so let's just go with any airline. Gear pins and covers removed. Fuel quantity is set 5,400 kilograms. Seatbelt signs are indeed on. ADIS are all set to nav. Barrow ref. $30.12.
Just in case we do encounter any unexpected turbulence. And one last thing, radio call today, smoking flight. Well, it's a pleasure to welcome you aboard, and we'll be underway very shortly. Thank you very much.
British captain's voice for an American Airlines flight, but what are you going to do? Let's change that over. 30.1, 2 barrel for sec. Cockpit preparation checklist is complete for the time being. We'll come back to the before start checklist in a second. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and turn on the beacon light as well. All the doors are closed. We'll lock the cockpit door. What other announcements do we have? More Brits. Take off data. Gustavo, you had me rolling on your last stream with the whole crew announcements that they got. It's a mess, man. Bro, if, like, you've been watching my streams long enough now, I'm all over the place. I would be a terrible pilot in real life. I'm all over the place. I have an amazing collab coming very soon on my YouTube channel. I'm doing a video which is going to be really cool, and I'm actually terrified because I'm going to be with a real former airline captain in that video, and I'm kind of terrified, man. It's just, oh, it's all over the place. Right, okay. Flex, take off. Flaps 1. We've got our rotate speeds here. We've got a V1 at 142. Rotate is 148. V2 is 150. Now, we said our cruising altitude is 36,000 feet. Cool, our beacon is on. Chocks can come off. Why isn't that detached yet? They can go away. Detach. That's awesome. Looking forward to. Yeah, Gustavo, I've got like I'm working really hard on some awesome videos. They're not going to be streams. They're going to be actual YouTube videos, and I'm looking forward to doing more of them. But yeah, I've already got 2 lined up. They're going to be cool, and I'm working on more. So yeah, man, stick around. Stick around. Cabin crew, that's boarding complete.
For the attention of the cabin crew, doors to automatic and cross-check.
Automatic and cross-check, please. Let's request this.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
He's in a very good mood. Before start, parking brake is currently set. Takeoff speeds and thrust is, they're all set. Windows are closed, beacon is on. Before start checklist is complete. Temperature currently. So currently in Charlotte, it's 31 degrees Celsius, so that's pretty cool. We've got 52% humidity. Okay, cool. And we're relatively close to the runway. So basically, if you look at where we are now, we're here. And you'll see that is actually our runway, but we're not departing from there. We're departing from the other end. So we have to taxi down there and then turn back. So
like
not too bad.
Are closed and we're ready to connect.
Not too bad. Right, I always feel like I'm missing something. I guess we're going to find out. Do you guys prefer this angle? I think I do. Because normally I have the camera lower and it shows everything from like a bit closer. But I thought it's cooler if I like zoom out and go further up and you actually have a much better view of my layout. I do love my little layout. It's very cozy. It's very cute. But I will start adding things to it. I'm going to add a bunch of other hardware. So I'm looking forward to that happening. Guys, don't forget to double tap the screen. It really helps the stream and the channel. And if you like aviation content, flight sim content, even real flight content, definitely subscribe to the channel. You will not be disappointed. Okay. Awesome. So just planning our departure here. We're going to need to I think we're going to go nose left. Nose left, we're going to taxi via Romeo and Charlie. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool, let's do that.
Cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
Yeah, you can tell I haven't been to this airport before because it hasn't got my pushback chart saved, like my position.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Release the parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engine.
That's really nice livery, actually. I really like that. Really like that livery. That looks really cool. Unfortunately, the inside is not done, but apparently it's coming soon. That's what the developer said. But we can enjoy this for the time being. Right. Before start, checklist. Oh, we did the before start checklist. Parking, but that was before start. Okay, excellent. So we can go ahead and start with the engine number 2. That voice sounds way more natural than whatever GSX Pro had. Really? You think so? This is a free plugin. I can't even remember what it's called. What is it called, man? Oh, wait a second. If you're talking about the pushback, yeah, the plugin's called Better Pushback. It's the go-to for X-Plane. Everyone that uses X-Plane uses Better Pushback. It's really cool. And a really nice little quirk. Depending on where you are around the world, the accent and the voice change. There's a few pre-recorded accents and voices. There's not like thousands, and it's not AI. It's real people, from what I understand. But if you're in Spain, there's like a guy with a Spanish accent. If you're in the UK, there's a guy with a British accent. If you're in the States, it's American. Really cool. Really cool. I like that little touch. That was really cool. Okay, thankfully, it's not going to be crazy taxi time. So there's 3 actual landing strips, like 3 runways, technically 6. And they're all parallel to each other here in Charlotte. Right, I hope it's going to be nice and scenic. I mean, we are flying to Florida, so hopefully that will be cool. Right, let's go ahead and crank up engine number 1. So we're taxiing on Romeo and Charlie. Just need to remember that. Also the movements. Pay attention to the movements. The way the plane's going like this. It's quite realistic.
Set parking brake.
Yes, sir. That's quite realistic.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Sometimes I feel it's exaggerated here in X-Plane, but for the most part, it's quite realistic. Right, everything seems to be okay. (29 degrees), that's all good. After start checklist, anti-ice is definitely not needed. ECAM status has been checked. Let's go ahead and set our pitch trim 29.5.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Thank you, sir. We will do our best. Rudder trim is neutral. After start, checklist is complete. Let's go ahead and turn on the taxi light. Here we are. That guy's giving us the. Hopefully, he's not giving us the middle finger, but he is debatable. Okay, flight control checks. So, starting with our side stick, we've got full. What? Whoa! No way, guys! My rudder pedals aren't connected. What? My rudder pedals are not connected. What's going on? No. What do we do here? What do we do? They're not connected at all. What? That's really weird. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix that. Taxi back to the gate for maintenance. That is exactly what we should do, but unfortunately no one can climb under my desk and fix them. No, I think it's a hardware issue. It's a hardware issue. I think they're unplugged. Right, this is not going to look very flattering, so I'm going to just, for a moment, turn off the camera, climb under the desk and see what's going on. Give me 1 minute. In the meantime, I'll give you the exterior view. Give me 1 minute. That was a lot harder than I thought it would be. So we need to see if... Oh, okay, they're working. Oh, they're working. Wow, that was difficult. Okay, so let's try again. Start with the side stick. Full left, center, full right. Excellent. We're going to go full forward. That's good. And full aft. Excellent. Now rudder pedals. You guys probably already know that I've got a very love-hate relationship with these pedals. So full left and center and full right and center. That's good. Okay, flight control checks are complete. That's all good. I'm happy with that. Tiller works as well. Oh, I can't wait to get the wing control tiller. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It looks amazing. This is very overexposed. It looks amazing. Okay, flap setting. We've got flaps 1 departure, so we'll go ahead and do that. These wings look beautiful, don't they? See, my frame rate currently is at like 21, 22, so I'm kind of worried about using VATSIM. Okay, radar and PWS. On and auto. Engine mode select is normal. Ecam memo takeoff, no blue. Auto brake we're going to set to max. We're going to arm the spoilers. Right, I'll do the rest as we taxi. So, let's go, finally. Let's go to Florida. Wow, that was harder than it needed to be. If it crashes now, I'm going to cry. The sim did crash earlier when I was trying to set everything up. Oh boy. Taxi, okay, we're good. Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed. Okay, we'll taxi down to Romeo. Let's let the cabin know. And take off config. Alright, so far we're okay. That's the taxi checklist complete anyway. It is surprisingly difficult to read the map and try to interpret where we actually are. So the first taxiway is Alpha. We don't want that, we want Charlie. So we're going to go to the next one. Here we are, leaving Charlotte, on our way to Orlando. So this should be Charlie. Yep, so far so good, I think. Yes, good. All good. All good. I love that the side stick has an amount of force feedback. It vibrates as you taxi. Really cool. Okay, we've got our cruising altitude set. Okay, cool. Got a flight time of about 1 hour and 11 minutes here from Charlotte to Orlando. So if there's anything you guys want to chat about or whatever, then that would be the time to do it. We'll be chilling for about an hour and a bit. We're taxiing fast. Are we taxiing at like 29 knots? Wow. Okay, now we know where we are. We're departing from there. That's good. Right, we've got variable winds at 4 knots, so let's see how windy it's gonna feel on takeoff. Hopefully not terrible. Alright, tap on the brakes here. Right, the second we take off, we are doing a huge U-turn. So I'll try and fly that manually, and then we'll see. So strobes can go on, that can stay on. Right, oh, on, and on. Excellent. Okay, cabin crew, please take your seats for departure. Let's go. Okay, off we go to Florida. 36 right. Wait a second, I did not turn my TCAS on. It's on now. Whoa. Okay, stabilize our engines. And manflex. Rotate. Whoa, okay. Okay, that wasn't great. We have a positive rate. Gear is going up. Right, let's fly this manually. Let me open the flight director so I can see. I don't know if it's my screen, but trying to follow the flight director makes me like, I don't know, it makes me like slightly dizzy. Can show you that view. Lever goes back down to climb. Nose down a little bit for some extra acceleration. We're still flying this manually, which is why it's not very comfortable for the passengers. Right, let's go ahead and turn on the autopilot. That will be a lot more comfortable for the passengers. Alright, 30 frames a second. Okay, so far so good. We didn't, the X-plane didn't crash, so that's good. Okay, let's go flaps up. Just on time, Gustavo, yeah, I just did it. You can tell it's a little bit low on the frame rate. We're at about 21. That is seriously overexposed, isn't it, that camera? Crazy. Okay, where are we at? We can zoom out to 40. We definitely want to, whoa, disarm speed brakes. APU is still on, because why not? Signs and landing lights, excellent. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, 11,000 feet. Right, we can go ahead and turn off our lights here. Strobe stay on, that stays on. We can release the ground crew to start this service. Still a bit low, but it's fine. They're professionals. So our frame rate like 21 to 23. Not excellent, but it is what it is. Actually, kind of like those views. Really cool. I love flying around the States. I want to do more American flights. Slightly different to flying within Europe. Like QNH is, you know, a little bit different in terms of like metrics and things like that. But it's cool. I love the layout and the landscapes of North America. Really, really cool. And if you guys want to suggest any other routes, go to the link tree in the link in my bio on the YouTube channel and on Instagram, anywhere. And I have a little form there if you want to suggest any routes, and we can do them. We can do them on an upcoming stream. Right, let's go to standard there. That's fine. Excellent. Now we chill on our way to Florida. Weather's looking great. I'll wait until we get to maybe 25,000 feet, and then I'll turn off the fasten seatbelt signs. No dropped frames. I'm very impressed so far. The simulator hasn't crashed. No dropped frames. So I think we're doing okay. Guys, don't forget to double tap the screen and subscribe to the channel. Oh, it's getting dark here. Look at the shadows from the clouds. Really cool. This is for all the X-Plane haters out there. We're running X-Plane on not very high graphics at all. They're very standard graphics, you can tell. But overall, great sim. It's a great sim. Gustavo, could it have been the weather data that crashed that one stream? If it was a one-off, I would have said maybe, but because it's happened quite a few times, and normally it tends to happen on takeoff, but I feel like it's when the computer's overloaded. I don't know, and it happened earlier. It happened literally today, before I started the stream. I was preparing everything. I loaded up the sim. I put the plane, parked at a gate in Charlotte, and it just crashed. So I don't know. I think it's just the computer being overloaded, but it could well be weather data. Who knows? I don't really know what else to do. It just it is what it is. Ooh, the weather is looking pretty bad in Florida. I wonder if we're going to have to divert. Visibility is terrible. Right, let's see where we're at. We're at 21,000 feet. Let's go ahead and turn off the fasten seatbelt signs. Feel free to roam about the cabin. Enjoy yourselves. I'm just checking our destination. We've got 1.5 miles of visibility. That is bad. Conditions: heavy thunderstorms and rain. Wow. Wow. Thunderstorm beginning at 24. Well, so far our destination has got terrible weather. That pumps me up, to be honest, makes it more fucked. We'll attempt to land there. If we have no visibility, we'll attempt an auto land. Okay. We can try that. We have a direct crosswind of 19 knots. You can tell it is bumpy. I mean, I'm actually kind of happy because, as you said, Gustavo, the stream's not going to be dead and boring, so it's going to be very interesting. Let's try to land there. If we can't, we might have to divert to Tampa because the weather in Tampa is fine. The weather in Tampa currently is 33 degrees Celsius. 10 miles of visibility, so much better. 200 degrees at 6 knots, whereas Orlando is, wow, Orlando is 320 degrees at 20 knots and gusting to 38 knots. We might have a wind shear situation. Who knows? Well, we've got about an hour left of the flight. Let's see if the weather clears up a little bit. If not, then damn, it's going to be a bit of a bumpy ride. We've got 21 knot. Can you see it here? Let me see if I can zoom it. No, forget it. 21 knots direct crosswind coming from the east. Oh, that's going to be fun. Oh boy. So I'm assuming it's like hurricane season in Florida, or is it just a one-off? Who knows? Right, while we're flying, let me just try to prep what's going to happen here in the case of a missed approach. So ILS, potentially it's going to be that. Special aircrew and aircraft certification required. We don't have any of that. Simultaneous approach authorized. Bright lights on highway midway between runway 17 left and runway 17 right may be mistaken for runway lights. Interesting. Highway midway. Is there a highway between? This is terrifying me, but also quite exciting at the same time. So, in case of a missed approach, climb to 500 feet, then climbing left turn to 3000 on heading 100 degrees in outbound Orlando VOR R140 to Presque, and hold. Continue climb and hold to 3000. Well, we might not. If there's a missed approach, I'm not going to hold. We're going to go straight ahead. We're going to climb left, follow the pattern. I mean, we don't have ATC, so I might even just go straight. Oh, I might just go straight out and right. Radar shows the cell is moving east. Might be right over the field by the time you arrive. You are a great crew member, you are, Gustavo. Radar shows the cell is moving east. Awesome. I don't feel like I'm on my own anymore. Thanks. So yeah, it might be right over the field by the time you're right. So we'll have to find out. We'll have to find out. We've got 17 knot crosswind. It doesn't feel tremendously windy at the moment. We're kind of okay. We might see it in practice here a little bit. Yeah, only a little bit. It's not crazy amount. About 25 frames per second. Okay. We're doing all right. So far it's okay. Where do I have... I think I've got weather on here as well. Yes, I do. Okay, now I'm starting to see something. It's very close to where we're landing. We will find out. At least we're prepared, right? If the weather's going to be impossible to do anything in. I mean, currently on runway 17 left, which is where we're going to be landing, there's wind everywhere. We have a crosswind of 13 knots directly coming from the east, and we have a tailwind of 15 knots. That's bad at the moment, so we'll have to see when we get a bit closer. I'm leaving the weather on. How do I set this back to like north? Oh, like that. Precipitation. Dew point temperature. Visibility, wind. And a radar. Okay. Well, yeah. We'll see how it goes. So far, it's not terrible. So let's see. What did we say here? So distance 306 nautical miles. We're landing at 1729 Zulu, which isn't exactly. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at something. 29. About 50 minutes ish. We've now reached. Apparently, we've reached our top of climb. So top of descent is at 1703. In about 21, 22 minutes. Weather clear there. You think so, yeah? Okay, good. The weather's getting a little bit funky from where we left, but obviously Florida looks pretty bad at the moment. You can probably see briefly from my screen, but it's all right. It's okay. Why? I just want radar. Put radar on. Radar. Why is it not showing me? It's being stupid. Okay, let's see how bad the weather's going to get. The airport is still showing up as red on the chart, so let's see. 1.5 miles of visibility still. Heavy thunderstorm rain. Still. Why is this being annoying and not showing me? There we go. Ooh. Oh, it's getting worse currently. It's getting worse. So basically, it's just a small cluster of terrible weather, and it looks like it's heading east. So we will just sincerely hope that it gets out of the way before we get there, because if it doesn't, we're going to be in trouble. Let's see. We don't want to break it to our customers that we're going to have to divert airport yet. Let's wait and see. 10 knot crosswind so far. 29 frames per second. We're stable so far. So far, so good. Oh, I hope it moves quickly. How quickly does this thing update? Because I want to know. It updated 23 minutes ago, and it's basically showing up red. So, let's see. So loud when you're outside. Okay. Hopefully the bad weather's moving away from the runway. Let me see what Volanta says. This is what Volanta is currently showing. Why does that look so pixelated? That looks horrible. Events. Oh. Oh, look at that. We're delayed. We're delayed by 20 minutes, and we might have to divert. That is funny. Look, Tampa is like right in a corridor of fine weather, and then you've got two horrible walls of bad weather on either side. positive that the ceiling at 5.5k, so you might see the runway. But yes, that's what we're hoping for. In terms of clouds, it says we've got a few clouds at 2,600 feet, scattered clouds at 4,400 feet, broken clouds at 5,500, broken clouds at 25,000. So between, I think anything under 2,500 feet, anything below that, we should have some kind of visibility. But I mean that looks pretty bad. Why is it so pixelated? That's what I don't understand. How do I... Wind overlay, wind particles. Well, that's a lot of stuff. Rain. Okay, that's rain. Wind. Yeah, we can keep wind there as well. That's what it looks like there. Here, I'm not really seeing it move. 27 minutes ago, I'm not seeing it move on the... Unless it's not moving, unless it's literally just chilling at our arrival airport, which is going to be very annoying. So literally our route has been from here. We just avoided like heavy rain, and we're coming through this corridor without even realizing. I did not look at the weather before I planned the flight. Obviously we checked it before we departed, and then we're kind of coming along this corridor and we're just landing in this little area here. So we'll have to see how bad that's going to be. We are keeping an eye on everything, so that's fine. It's in the red zone, so we'll just have to see. I think it is moving, but very slow. We are going to get there when the weather's bad, unfortunately. That's what's going to happen. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. What I don't really like about X-Plane in terms of graphics, at least with the graphics I've got, if you're in heavy clouds and it's raining, it looks a bit fake. Like if you're in the clouds and it's raining, you just see rain, and I don't know, it just feels a bit fake. I would imagine Microsoft Flight Simulator would look a lot better in that situation. When we fly through clouds and stuff normally on X-Plane, it looks beautiful. It really does. Like I'm really happy with all of these views. You know, clouds look great, sky looks great. But yeah, if you got like low visibility and rain, it just looks like a cheap game. Do you see the precipitation in the window? From time to time you do. I have seen it, yeah. I guess we'll find out today what level of realism that's going to bring with it, but we'll check. Is this updating? So we are just before Royco. It is moving. Okay, that's good. That's good. No drop frames. Little bit of movement here. So we're above the water now, and we're going along the coast. I'm not seeing any movement here for the bad weather. Let's see. So currently still our runway has a crosswind of 13 knots and a tailwind of 15 knots. But they are still accepting arrivals on that runway, so we're still on track. Okay, just checking a few things here. Right, top of descent is at 17:04, so in a few minutes. Right, it's starting. Let's enter our destination data. Orlando, so this is where it gets interesting. So our QNH 30.18. Temperature is currently 27 degrees Celsius. It's quite gusty, so we've got 320 degrees at 20 knots. And a few gusts as well. That seems a bit low, but our decision altitude is 190. Full landing config. So we will begin our descent in about 4 minutes. Guys, we're landing right in the red. Does that mean the weather's changed now? No, wind 320. Well, on the... So basically now, runway 17 left, we've got variable winds at 4 knots. Oh, it's better. Okay, it's updated, it's better. Which is weird, because it looks worse on the map, but I think that's higher altitudes. It's getting a bit better. I think it's manageable. We might not need to divert. Wipe sweaty hands. Dude, nothing's going to fix these sweaty hands now. Oh, sorry, I'm just looking up at the messages. I didn't realize that you sent a message. Tampa might be a better airport, closer at 17 nautical miles to you. Time to go. That's the one. So KTPA Tampa is our alternate destination. So if the weather was terrible, we are going to Tampa. That will be the diversion. KTPA. And it's right in that corridor of, like, that avoids both walls of the bad weather. But we might not need to, because now the weather's just been updated and it says Orlando's gone back to green. Well, green for VFR flights, but still it looks better. We've now got variable wind at 4 knots, and they're still accepting arrivals on runway 17 left. So we're still okay. Let's see how terrible it's going to be. Just checking the chart in terms of missed approach. Right, we've done all that. Turn to 3000 on heading 100 degrees and outbound Orlando to Presque and hold. Continue climb in hold to 3000 feet. That's fine. So basically, if we do have a missed approach, we're going to go to our hold, which is Presque. We'll hold there for a little bit, see if anything changes, and we're going to make a decision at that point. We'll see how things are. We will either reattempt the landing in Orlando, or if it's really, really bad, we will go straight to Tampa. But let's see, because it looks like it's improving ever so slightly. On flight radar, looks like several have been holding now. They're going, okay, cool. I'm really glad that I'm using real weather. You know, it just feels a lot more realistic. And I'm glad I'm not on VATSIM yet, because it would have been very stressful. But VATSIM's coming. is coming. We're going to have real ATC soon. If the computer can handle it. Top of descent has been reached, and we're a bit late because I've been talking. Let's clear ourselves down to 3,000 and go for it. Right, the adventure begins, guys. That's it, we're starting our descent into horrific weather. So because we're not using ATC, we'll see how it goes. If it's terrible, we will put ourselves in the hold, or we'll go to an alternative airport, which will be Tampa. Everyone in Tampa is very lucky today. Right, guys, brace yourselves for some turbulence. Variable at 4 knots. That's actually all right. That seems like it's cleared quite a bit. Oh, it's cleared up quite a bit. We've now got 9 miles of visibility. Few clouds at 2,000 feet. Broken clouds at 5,500 feet. And broken clouds at 25,000 feet. Light thunderstorm rain. I think we'll be absolutely fine. Even departures were on hold. Now it's mayhem. Can you imagine if we had real traffic? I mean, that's what makes streams interesting. So that's going to come. But now we're just going to land smoothly without having to worry about any traffic. Or at least going to enjoy that. We get the realism of the weather, but not the realism of the traffic. But it's cool. Yeah, no, thanks for checking Flight Radar, man. It's good to put things into perspective of how the weather actually is now in Florida. Even departures were on hold. Wow. It would be mayhem because they've probably been waiting for the weather to clear. And it was horrific for a little while there. Right seat duties. You are indeed today's first officer, Gustavo. You are indeed. I definitely would have been on hold. 100% they would have sent us to the hold. If there's traffic, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Last weekend, I think I told you, right? Last weekend I went to Silverstone for the Formula 1 and I was doing some work where the heliport is. And during that weekend, it's the busiest helicopter operations in Europe. And I was even seeing a ton of helicopters in a hold. And it's crazy. It's really interesting to see when the helicopters going round and round in a hold, you know? Right, I've got a little bit of turbulence here. Nothing major. Although we do have a 22 knot crosswind from the west. That's why I love big planes, because turbulence just doesn't tend to feel as bad as smaller planes, you know, or helicopters. In helicopters, you feel turbulence like crazy. Yeah, although I'm terrified about incorporating VATSIM because I've never used it before, I am very excited because it will make streams so much more engaging. Absolutely, yeah. But I found out recently, because I've only started learning about helicopters relatively recently. A lot of the VIP helicopter, I mean, a lot of helicopters in general have autopilot, which is crazy. But especially like the faster VIP ones, they're actually kind of built around autopilot, so they actually perform better on autopilot and provide a much smoother ride, which I found so fascinating. You know, helicopters are such complex machines, and for me, the thing that scares me a little bit with them, although I love them, is that you're not really relying as much on physics, like to fly, as you are in a fixed wing aircraft. You're relying on machinery, which is why maintenance is so important. Okay, 24,000 feet, little bit bumpy as we go down, but we're still absolutely fine. It's an interesting fact, isn't it? I put a poll out on my Instagram if people would be interested in me sharing more helicopter content, just as a side thing. This is my main content: aircraft. I love fixed wing aircraft. I love planes. But yeah, I put a poll out, and everyone was so interested in seeing more helicopter stuff. So I thought, yeah, why not? I do a lot of work with helicopters in real life. I'm learning more about them, so I thought, why not do a little bit of helicopter content as well, just as an addition. And yeah, people are really interested in that, so I'll share more of that good stuff. A little bit bumpy. Yeah, mix is cool, right? Yeah, it's good to keep things interesting. And I don't ever want my content to get stale or boring. So it's good to have a few things just to switch it up. Okay, 80 miles out. So far, so good. Actually, you know, down there we might have a little bit of precipitation, but we should be absolutely fine. Orlando's looking okay so far. We've got a bit of variable winds, but nothing crazy. Also, Orlando is a huge airport. I don't know if I've landed here before. Have I landed here before? If I seem to think I have, but I don't remember the layout. Really interesting layout. It's got like 4 airside wings, like 4 pods. That's the north terminal. South terminal is down there. Very interesting airport. Okay, let's see. 24 frames per second. Okay, we need to change our altimeter. Orlando, we said, is currently 3022. Three zero two two 3022. Yep. Okay, that's done. The weather is looking a little bit better than it was forecasted a little while ago. There were like crazy thunderstorms the map was showing us for Orlando, but they seem to be clearing up. Lots of clouds though. Right, we're at 16,000 feet. We're going to go ahead and put the fasten seatbelt signs on. (19:31) arrival time. That's in like about 15 minutes. Why does the captain speak like this? Really weird voice. Yeah, it looks like it's still there, right? It's a bit weird. Let's see, don't get your hopes up too much. We're on X-Plane 12 and a Mac Mini. Graphics might not be incredible, but they should give us something decent, I hope. So let's just go through the speeds. I don't know if I'm going to try and trust the plane like I have done in my past few streams. In terms of managing the speed all the way down. It just loves to do that last minute and it makes me panic, but we'll see. So, where's Banya? Okay, Banya 210. And then as we enter Hervey, which is final, basically 183. Phonic 172, Cedo 150, and then 138 to land. We'll try it. We'll try it. We'll see how it goes. 25 frames per second. X-Plane hasn't crashed yet, so that's very good news. And here we are approaching Orlando. Also, visibility seems fine so far. So I think we might be okay. Maybe I'll change 17 left. Maybe I'll change chart. Yeah, I'm going to change our decision altitude to 290. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. KMCO. 38 miles out. We'll go ahead and do our approach checklist, and then we'll turn on our lights. So approach checklist. Barra ref is set on both. Seatbelts are on. Minimums are set to 290. Auto brake. I'm going to go medium. And engine mode select is normal. Approach checklist is complete. Let's check our OFP. Landing data, 17 left. Let's go ahead and turn on our lights. Okay. $7,400 Let's zoom in a little bit here. Fuel is looking good. It's not looking as bad as I expected it to look. We're still okay. 25 miles out. Right, we've cleared ourselves down to 3,000, and that's good because that's also our go-around altitude. So if we need to go around, that's where we're going to climb to. Right, we're at 210 knots. V183. Tampa saw solid weather. Okay, excellent. Thanks, man. Good to know. Right. We're going to go flaps 1. It's actually not as bad as I expected it to be here. It's looking all right. It might just be gusty. That's the only thing we need to look out for. Currently, we've got a crosswind of 10 knots, which is kind of okay. Right, let's just hope the plane slows down in time. That's what we need to check. It's literally right in the bad weather. So let's see how it goes. We're still, the airport is still accepting landings on 17 left. We're gonna have to slow down. We're gonna have to slow down. Flaps are extended. Shut up. Okay, I'm going manual speed. I don't trust you, buddy. Alright, we've extended the speed brakes. Let's see, I'm gonna arm the approach. See, this all just feels so unnecessarily late. Does it have live radar? It should do, but it's obviously not showing much here. Radar's on, I think, right? System PWS. Yeah, it should be. That's it, right? Let's slow down to 150 because we are 11 miles out. We're gonna go flaps 2. It's gonna scream again. Speed brakes are deployed. We want to slow down. Right, we've got the runway in sight. A little bit of a dive. Oh, 140. Slow down to 140. 9 knot crosswind. So far we've got visibility. We've everything seems to be okay. Right, let's go flaps 3. That was nowhere near as bad as we expected, was it? Right, we can get that back up.
2,500.
And we're going to go gear down. What's the final speed it wanted us at? 138. Okay, we've got a direct crosswind of 11 knots.
2,000.
And we're going to go flaps full. Right, we are fully configured. Let's go ahead and do our landing checklist. So go around altitude is set to 3,000 feet. Cabin crew will be advised now. Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing. ECAM memo, landing no blue, so landing gear down. Signs are on, cabin is ready, spoilers are armed, and flaps are set to full. Landing checklist is complete. Apparently this is like the worst of it. This is this is as bad as it's gonna get. It's there. I think it's there, you see? There a little bit. Where else? Maybe there. So maybe we just avoided it. That's a cool view, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to turn off that. I'm also going to turn off weather because I
1,000.
want to have a clear view of the airport. Yeah, it's nothing. Exactly. It's absolutely fine. Right, let's turn that on. 10 knot crosswind. It's not ideal. We've got variable winds here. Oh, let's get comfortable. Smooth landing. Don't get your hopes up, buddy, but we will try. We will try indeed. Go to our right side. It's gusty. It is very gusty. Okay. Let's do it.
400. 300. 200.
100 above.
Check.
100.
Minimum.
Continue. We're not
50.
on the center line.
40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. Drive.
Whoa, that is a floater and a half. It was a floater and a half. Anyway, it wasn't unsafe. It's okay. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Right, that was... not as bad as I thought it was going to be, because that approach seemed a little bit terrifying. But it's okay. It's okay. We're going to have to go back and see what that was like. Taxi, these can come off, stroke there, and we'll go ahead and turn on the APU. It wasn't too bad, was it? Wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. If I didn't float so much, it would have been great. It would have actually been a very good landing. But I floated a bit too much, and then I think we kind of dropped. Anyway, that's fine. Cars again. Guys, what is it with all the American airports, pretty much, that I've landed at? There's either a road with no barriers, no bridge, no nothing, or there's just cars roaming the streets. Look at this. What is... there's nothing to see here, guys. Just... and they're driving into a wall. I'm not even going to try and make sense of that. Right, the surface is a bit wet. Well, we're going to cross an active runway here, and we're going to go opposite over there. You can basically see how big this airport is, you see? Pretty big. I'm looking forward to watching that landing again. I'm really curious to see how bad it was. Where's the runway? Is that it? That didn't even look like a runway. That just looks like a taxiway. Interesting. You think it's 230? 230 would be good. I'd be very happy with 230. If it felt like it was harder than that. Oh, if it's 230, I'll be happy. We are flying. We need to slow down a little bit. Tap on the brakes here. Take a right turn toward the terminal. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, okay. It's slippery. I get it. It's slippery. Calm down. Yep. Okay. It's like trying to control a shopping cart with a bad wheel. Gonna turn in here. You don't have that on Microsoft. I thought Microsoft had that. No, the first time it happened to me, I didn't realize it was because of that. I didn't realize it was the physics, and I was like, why do I have zero control of the nose wheel? And then I realized, yeah, it's because it's wet. You can actually see the tarmac is wet, so it really affects handling. I'm telling you, X-Plane is a phenomenal sim. It really is. People need to stop giving it so much hate. Especially if they've got a powerful enough computer where you can put all the graphics to like ultra. It won't disappoint you. And flying a plane feels different in X-Plane. It feels like you're actually flying a plane. Yeah, well, yeah, try something smaller at a wet airport. See if that makes a difference. 1.2, 1 meter. Stop. Excellent. APU is available. Kill the engines there. Doing anything? Well, we made it. Taxi light off, please. Thank you. We made it, and it was not too bad. Apart from a little bit of gust on the way down, it was okay. The tunnel was on point, avoiding nasty weather at takeoff and airline. We were lucky. We were very lucky. Let's see. So, Volanta, now this is the moment of truth. This is where we're going to find out how bad the landing rate was. So, review your flight. Moment of truth. What? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That says landing rate is minus 44. That can't be right. If that's the case, that's nothing. That is butter. That is cream. That is what? Minus 44 is so butter. We have to go back and watch this. Right, please, X-Plane, don't crash. Please. Don't crash. It doesn't like when I ask it to do a lot of things. It panics and then it crashes. Right, we'll take it. Take it easy. Desk flip. If that, dude, I don't believe that. It wasn't that smooth, was it? Nice view over the highway there. Minus 44. No way. No way, dude. We floated. We did float. Definitely we floated. Okay. Now I understand. Now I understand. It probably was minus 44, but we were on the way back down. So if it was just a few seconds later, it would have been minus 200 because my flare was running out. I started slamming it, but that was good. That was actually good. All right. That was good. Apart from being a floater. Wow, look how far the tower is. Let's view it from the tower. It was kind of butter, wasn't it? But see what I mean? Sometimes X-Plane exaggerates how it feels from inside the cabin. That's the one thing I don't really like about it. The physics are great, but sometimes it feels harder. See, good flare. Good flare, we stopped it. But then I had to correct and go down a bit more. But it's kind of alright. Kind of alright. Not the smoothest, because there was a little bit of a jolt. But it wasn't bad. Actually, look, the runway was wet. If it was going to be too buttery, too smooth, that actually could be more dangerous when you're landing. So you need a bit of a firm landing in weather conditions. I think taking the weather into account, that was a great landing. I really do think that. Taking the weather into account, that was good. Let's check from here. Yeah, when the runway's wet. No, it was alright, yeah, wasn't it? Yeah. I think it was alright. We floated for ages, but it's good. That last little bit when we touched down was firm enough to be safe for a wet runway. No, that's a safe landing. That was good. I'm happy with that. I'm actually happy with that. Try from here as well. Bit gusty, like it was quite windy, and considering the runway's wet, I think it was a good little boop. Just make sure we're solid there. No, that's safe. Good landing for wet weather. Couple more angles that will help us. So this one's quite a good one. Yeah. Looked alright from there. And we'll try one belly view. If I timed the flare perfectly, that would have been more... would have been smoother. That was alright. That was alright, and it's wet. You can see it's wet. If I timed the flare a bit better, it would have been, yeah. But actually, you know, like so many pilots say, if it's like overly smooth on a wet runway, actually it could potentially create more danger because you kind of need to dig the wheels into the floor a little bit. Otherwise, it's much easier to slide around. Costa, Dinos, could you come pick us up, please? What are you doing here? Lovely to see you here. Yeah, on my way. I'm in America at the moment, in the sim. And we're just checking out the landing here. It is a shame, yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys read, but there was a news article recently about a Ryanair flight leaving Greece, and a man almost got sucked out of the window. If you didn't hear that, you need to read up on it, because it's a very interesting news article. Right, why is the tower so far away? Right, we can go back to where we are now. Unpause. Here we are. Well, that concludes another stream. Thank you to everyone who was here. Thanks for everyone who came and had a chat as well. Great to see you all here. I'm glad we made it safely here to Orlando. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Gustavo, great flight. Thanks for being a great FO, man. You helped a lot. Thanks for checking alternate airports as well, in case the weather was going to be terrible. But thankfully, we made it safely. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, fly safe, and I'll see you soon. Take care.